This Troll Lancer's not getting a whole lot of love, so let's find some reasons to get hyped about him. First off, that's Heskar. Plain and simple. And these skills, that's definitely Heskar. So his first ability goes up to a 70% chance to have a 2-turn bleed, and that's good anywhere you go. His second two abilities do both have a pretty high attack multiplier, but the thing that makes him interesting is the damage that he does based on the HP that he sacrifices, which also is what makes him very dangerous to use. So the first one sacrifices 10% of his current HP to add twice the sacrificed amount to his attack's damage. It's not exactly how it's worded, but that's how it goes, because that amount based on his sacrificed HP can crit, as opposed to this one, which sacrifices 50% of his current HP to do that much damage as fixed damage, which means this cannot crit. The advantage to that, though, is it goes through defense. It's fixed, defense doesn't matter. So the first passive that we're going to talk about is kind of just a small version of All In, but it does stack, so this will happen anytime you use your first or your second ability. It sacrifices 10% of your max HP rather than your current HP, so this part's going to do the same damage whether you're at full health or low health, whereas both of these will do less damage the less health you have to sacrifice. This is also fixed damage, so again it ignores defense, which is nice, but it cannot crit, although the damage is still affected by skill ups, so you sacrifice 10% to do a little bit more than that. Now all this combined makes him really risky. His first hit, especially if you have both of these two, is going to hit for just a ton of damage, but then it's going to leave him really weak. The way you mitigate that is either with shields. The sacrifice damage does come out of shields first, which is nice. Somebody like Thorn Spirit can split the damage that he would sacrifice. That can be nice. Or you can put him on Drain Runes. If you put him on Drain Runes and this hits for just a truckload, he's going to heal back a significant portion. Obviously, it's only 35% of the total damage, but it helps. This passive can mitigate both the damage that opponents do to him, but also the damage that he sacrifices, but it's really not worth it. It's only 15%, and it's supposed to counterattack when he's attacked, which can be good because you can bleed. But I tested him for a while and he never counterattacked a single time. I could just have really bad luck because it's only a 10% chance and I didn't level this up yet. It goes up to a 15% chance, but I wouldn't waste my time on that. Anybody who's familiar with the words Molong and Harmonia, these are basically those two abilities in a single monster. Not exactly, but pretty close. One thing to note is, just like in the other game, this does not work against bosses. It won't even let you try to target them. It's not that the boss is just immune, it's that this isn't targetable with bosses. Secondly, this can either be very, very effective or actually counterproductive. When you want to use this is after you use something like All In, you get yourself low and maybe, hopefully, the enemy attacks you a little bit. When you're as low as you can safely get, you target somebody, hopefully you target an enemy that hopefully has very high HP, and you'll first off even the attack bars. And since that's not damage and healing, even if you're heal blocked and they're, say, invincible or something, you're going to even out your attack bars anyways. And whatever the difference is, not the HP number, but whatever the difference is in your HP percentage, they'll equalize. They'll lose a little bit, you'll gain a little bit until they're equal. And then you actually have a heal and you do a little bit of damage. So if they're invincible, they won't take that extra 15% damage. Or if you're heal blocked, you won't gain that extra 15% life. But the energy or the HP rebalancing does work. Now you have to be careful with this because he is indeed a troll and you can hurt yourself with this. So if you find if you're at max health and an enemy is very low on health, you can in fact target that enemy to use this ability to raise their health, effectively healing them and damaging yourself, and you'll still end up a little bit ahead because then they'll take the 15% damage and you'll gain the 15% life afterwards, but the net result can look like this. So if you want to use him in PvP to maximize your damage with Blood Surge instead of Sanguine, to just absolutely annihilate any, especially a defense-based monster, you could use him with a white ally, make him go first and sacrifice all of the HP to do the Nuki Nuki thing, and then have her go as soon as possible after that. Use this ability. If she's at full health, she can bring him back up to her full health and offset the damage he does to himself.